Everybody wants cheap Pokemon cards until we actually get them. Perfect Order. Welcome to the Perfect Order release. So let's talk about the prices. And before I get started, this is what fixing the market looks like right now. And nobody likes it. Okay, you begged for affordable Pokemon, and now you're getting the set and calling it trash. The hobby isn't broken, your expectations are, and you don't want a healthy market, you just want easy money. Let's talk about it. The Perfect Order booster box is currently sitting at just over $200. The Perfect Order Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box is sitting at, this ends up being like $133 with sales tax. The ETB, the regular one, sitting at $73. We have some singles I'm going to talk about. Some nice singles, and then the Build and Battle box is going to be, it's a pre-sale right now for $46, falling from close to $70, which is nuts. People aren't liking this set, and we got to talk about it. I wrote some stuff I'm going to read off, and here's some of the thoughts. Okay, the state of the market is crazy. I only have like 5-10 minutes to rant about this, so I'm gonna my ass is going rant. Okay. Everybody says prices are too high, and what they mean is I wish I bought earlier. You don't want cheap cards, you want expensive cards that you already own. That's why we see so many fresh YouTube accounts saying, oh, I started my Pokemon business and it's costing me $0, because they're starting with a collection that they paid money for. They're not telling you how much money they paid for the collection. They're not telling you how much time their money was stuck in that asset of Pokemon card collections to be worth anything to sell in the first place to start their business. And then people say, oh, if they started from zero, I can. But you don't have a collection that you sat on for 15 years that you bought at the bottom. You don't have that, do you? So it's a little bit different. There's a lot of stuff going on. You want the downside protection and the upside potential at the same time. That's not a market, that's a fantasy. The second prices normalize, you panic and call the set trash. And what's funny is I don't even consider this cheap. The set's kind of mid for some people, sure. I don't even consider this a bad price. I wish it was cheaper, because my vulture ass would be buying tons of it, because that's when I strike. Let's talk about a healthy Pokemon market. It's not about hype, it's about stability. A healthy market doesn't 10x overnight. It moves slow, it moves boring, and it moves very predictably. But here's what is strange. What we've been getting with Ascended Heroes, with the Pokemon vending machines, with everybody fighting each other, choking each other out, crazy psychos in Japan, which actually has nothing to do with the Pokemon cards themselves, just people with restraining orders. What we have, this environment's been crazy. Prices have been overhyped. The market price is so different than the MSRP that only like 5 stores sell by, and we still care about for some reason. It's crazy that this craziness is happening, and then we start to get sets that won't 10x overnight. You know what I mean? And I'm obviously, nothing's 10xing except Evolving Skies. But we start to get these sets that are a little closer to MSRP. People are like, I don't like this. No, you liked all the hype, all the fighting at the Pokemon vending machines. You liked that, didn't you? It's a little weird. This to me is a little weird. There's no lines for Perfect Order. There's not going to be chaos for Perfect Order. It's just going to be the players playing the game. And we don't like that, do we? Okay, let me take a sip of my Peach Update energy drink. They don't sponsor me, and I don't even know if this might be a scam. I don't know. It says there's no caffeine in it. I don't believe them. Those sellers have never seen a bear market. I've been selling for 5 years, but for 4 of those years, like at the beginning, then I stopped, and then at the end. So I've seen bull, bear, bull, and hopefully a bear market's coming soon, because that's when the real players win. A bear market is when you can do the business moves and make money. A bull market is when everyone makes money, therefore no one. It's just chaos and competition, right? Half the people selling Pokemon cards right now started in the bull run. They think flipping is a business when it's just a market condition. And the way Pokemon is right now, with all the new printing facilities that they invested in, billions of dollars, and a million square foot, not even kidding, a million square foot of a place that's just straight up going to print more cards in America. Woo! This bull market's going to get hit hard. The real test is when nothing sells. The bear market doesn't expose bad products, it exposes bad operators. That's why I want that to happen. So these new pop-up shops, I'm really all about Pokemon because it's very easy to make money off of right now. You just gotta have no life, no job, and stand in line at Target. Bro, nothing's more cringeworthy than when people are standing in line at damn Target or outside of Best Buy and there's a line. Oh my God. I used to be there. It's just, to me, I don't like it anymore. The $0 investment lie. I love when people say, I started with $0. No, you didn't. You started with a collection you bought over years. You started with time, with knowledge. You started with sunk cost. If I handed someone your exact situation today, they'd have to spend thousands of dollars to recreate it. Calling it a $0 startup is like saying a house was free because you inherited it. I don't know. That's my thoughts on that. Now, number 5, the chaos has nothing to do with Pokemon. And again, I'm gonna start going over some of the singles here in a minute. Mega Zygarde EX. Some of these cards are hype in the set, okay? But this chaos doesn't really have anything to do with Pokemon right now. You got to understand, people fighting at vending machines, that's human behavior. It's not Pokemon behavior. Stalkers has nothing to do with demand, nothing to do with addiction. The stalking situation where the guy had a knife and everything, that was just a crazy person. That had nothing to, it just unfortunately happened at the Pokemon Center. You can replace Pokemon with sneakers, GPUs, Taylor Swift concert tickets. It's the same exact story, dude. It's the same thing. It's not inherent to Pokemon. The flippers are going to keep moving around, right? The operators are going to get really good at operating in one lane where it doesn't make sense to keep switching because of the time that they spent learning how to sell Pokemon or TCG specifically, that they're going to become so good that when the bear market strikes, all the flippers are just going to move, and the people that are real operators are going to still be able to make money in the bear market, and that's when they set themselves up. So when the next bull market comes, all the flippers come back, but the people that operated in the bear market, they're now going to be the ones with the distributors, with the infrastructure, with the brand recognition, and they're going to really be head and shoulders above everybody else. Don't take my word for it. I'm just somebody who's been selling Pokemon for 5 years who has a business degree. Don't take my word for it. Okay, so you can't have both markets. You cannot have a healthy market and a flip-heavy market. You cannot have cheap product and instant profit. You can't have availability and exclusivity with Pokemon. Pick one. Pick one. Do you want things to keep going the way they are? Because now with Perfect Order, it's a good chance to think about, do we want things to keep going where you can't buy anything and the bots buy everything out the second it's sold online, and you got to compete with people with no jobs, no lives, and sweatpants? What are you going to do? Do you want this? Do you keep wanting this? Because you claim you don't. But then the second a set even has a hint of maybe not 2xing, we lose our damn minds, and it's kind of crazy to me. The second Pokemon starts fixing the supply, we're going to see the same thing. So if we have a good set, let's say it's a good set, but Pokemon increases the supply output, you'll still get the same effect right now, where the prices will be around where they are now. And people are still going to complain then. They're going to find something else to complain about. That's how it is. Most people don't have a business. They have momentum. My cat. Hi, Tiger. So if your business only works when product is scarce, do you really have a business? You have momentum, and momentum runs out. Real businesses, they survive the boring markets because they have the branding. They know how to operate when things don't 2x. Do you know how crazy it is? Some people aren't making money right now when things just 2x. That's how bad some people are at business. Some people aren't taking the time right now to create brand in some way. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Anyone can sell in chaos. Professionals sell in silence. It's not the start of a shift. I don't think the bear market is coming anytime soon, but just in case it is the start of the shift, it's a warning that Pokemon is saying we're fixing supply. They're not. Demand might be fixing, okay? But when there's no more free money, when we get 2 sets like Perfect Order in a row, and then the demand starts dying down and there's no more free money, no more easy flips, no more instant sellouts, now you have to learn what you're doing. Got to learn what you're doing now. There might be more to business than I got in line early, therefore I sell on Facebook. Man, I hustle. I'm such a hustler. I went to Target and Costco. Hustle, baby. You don't work hard like me. I went to 2 places. So the hypocrisy of the hobby. People scream, scalpers are ruining the hobby, but then they turn around and complain when scalpers can't make money. So which is it? You're going to complain when scalpers can't make the money too? What do you want here? You got to think, what do you want? You don't hate the scalpers. You hate that you're not the one winning. And that applies to some people. Some people genuinely, a lot of the players do hate the scalpers, right? But a lot of people are masquerading as the players because they want the moral high ground. That's not... It's the uncomfortable truth nobody wants to talk about, and this is where people quit. If we get a couple sets, like perfect order in a row, people are going to quit on the hobby, on selling Pokemon. When it's not exciting, when it's not easy, and when it's not profitable overnight, that's when people quit. And this is where the fake businesses die. Okay? And this is also where the real ones get built. Because this, when we have 2 or 3 sets like perfect order in a row, I'm going to be perfectly clear right now. If you want a TCG business, that's when the real businesses get built. That's when it's make or break. So people are fighting over cardboard, calling it a stable set. Trash, right? I don't think the set's as bad as people say. Same people are begging for supply. Then they get mad at the supply and you get what you want and then you hate it. And it's the only hobby where success is defined by how hard it is to buy the product. And if nobody's fighting over it, people think it failed. It's insane. It's completely crazy. This isn't about one set. And I hate using this negative framing. It's not about one set. It's about the entire future of the hobby. Because if Pokemon keeps doing this, 80% of sellers will disappear. Whoo! If we get a bear market, 80% of sellers will disappear. Margins will compress, competition will increase, and only operators will survive. And it's the shift from the hype economy to real business. And that's what people aren't prepared for. The ETB, $73. We got Mega Zygarde EX sitting at $123. Meowth EX. We got Meowth EX. Is my face in the way a little bit? Let me move. I'm going to move here. This is a little weird, but I'm going to be in the middle. I'm a middleman now, just like in my business. I'm a middleman. Meowth EX is $138. Maybe my favorite card ever. Look, I just like the colors. I like bold colors. Rosa's Encouragement, sitting at $114. You can use this card only if you have more prize cards than your opponent. Attach 2 basic energies from your discard pile to one of your stage 2 Pokemon. Okay. So it's a supporter. And people in the hobby are fucking weird. So if it's a little girl on the card, then for some reason it costs more. I'm not going to fucking try to even wrap my head around that. Okay. Mega Starmie EX is $85. I freaking love this guy. He's so cool. And his attack only takes 1 water energy, Jet Blow. 50 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. So he's a sniper. His second attack takes 3 colorless. This damage isn't affected by weakness or resistance or by any effects on your opponent's active. Okay, not bad. Okay. $85 for Mega Starmie EX. We got, of course, come on, load the Clefable. There we go. Mega Clefable EX. $80. What a crazy, it's a crazy looking Pokemon. This art's funny. We got the Build and Battles coming out. $47. Subscribe to the channel, boys, if you like Pokemon cards and TCG business stuff. Okay, bye.